We're back. So we're talking about you like to surprise people.
Yeah, I like to work off of shock value, but like I said, I like to use conceptual art. Like there's a concept. I walk into a comedy club, right? I go on stage. There's a concept because of the way I'm dressed. There's just an expectation of what to expect. And people have preconceived notions of what to expect from, a guy who's a rabbi or whatever.
Yeah.
And frummies have a certain expectation of what they expect from a frummie, much less the fact that he's a rabbi, right? So there's like both.
Yeah.
Right? And I come around and I'm not going to be that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to be myself. And I'm real. I'm just a regular guy who happens to be frum and happens to be a rabbi. You understand? I mean, I'm just a regular guy. I'm not normal, but there's nothing special about me. I'm not some holy guy. I'm not like, one of these pretentious guys who thinks like I'm a rabbi, so I'm going to act all holy. I don't put on that crap. That's not me. I'm not one of these kind of guys. I'm just a low guy. I'm a low guy. It doesn't get lower than me. I'm like a low guy. And I don't pretend to be anything other than that. And that's who I am. So I'm just myself on stage. So if I'm myself on stage and I just go with it, I can get laughs. Because people they're not ready for that. They think that, I'm gonna break out into some religious discussion about the Torah and the Quran and the Bible or something, and that's not what I'm going to do.
What do you find the most difficult about doing comedy?
The most difficult about comedy?
What parts of it do you find most difficult?
Honestly, this is going to sound like a stupid answer, but the hardest part about comedy for me is getting off the stage.
Yeah.
Because I was born to be on stage. I am more comfortable on stage than off of it.
Yeah.
Okay, I love performing, okay? I love getting up there and I love making people laugh. So the hard part for me is getting off. And people say, hey, isn't it scary to get on stage and everything? And I'm like, you know what? No. Is it scary for you to go to your bathroom and take a crap? Okay, no. Do you get all nervous before you go in the bathroom? Like, oh God, I'm so nervous, right? No, because you're comfortable on the toilet and you take a crap, right? I mean, it's no big deal. So I'm natural the same way on stage, right? So I just go on stage and take a crap. That's what I do.
Can you believe that she's an actual doctor?
No.
But it says she's an actual doctor. Doc 420.
I think that her photo was actually doctor. I think that's what happened.
Oh!
That's what happened there. Yeah, okay.
Here we are trying to lead God's holy life.
Oh, yeah.
These pictures of temptation are constantly sprouting up on the billboards to taunt us.
Yeah, across the street from the Holy 770.
So do you think the Rabbi is Mashiach?
No. I actually know for a fact that he's not.
How do you know?
Because, I learned Torah. We can go into that whole thing. I wrote a whole essay, a whole dissertation on it, how it's impossible for somebody who died to be the Messiah. I mean, it's impossible. Jewish belief doesn't allow for such a concept.
Let's swap sides so that I'm shooting you into the traffic. So tell me about your book.
My book?
Yeah.
Okay, here's what happened. I told everybody earlier, when I was on MySpace, I started pumping out essays. I started pushing them out once a month, and they were big essays, and I covered a lot of stuff. After I did 40, I stopped. I said, you know what, I'm done. And then people said, hey, I encourage you to put the whole thing into a book. So I took all 40 of my essays and I put them into one big book. And the title right now of the book, which is in manuscript form actually, is just called Rabbs Essays. But in it, it's just a compilation of all the essays that I wrote when I was on MySpace from 2006 until 2009, I guess. And that's what it is. If anybody wants a copy of the book, I'd be more than happy to send them a copy. It's not a big deal. It's just a file right now. It's in manuscript form. It's not published into a book. And you're gonna say, well, why don't you get it published into a book? And the answer is because I already did that once. I have a joke book out. I have a joke book that's published. If you Google it.
Yeah. Tell me about that book.
Okay, it's a computer joke book. It's a joke book with computer jokes in it. It's jokes about computers and that whole geek realm. And I used to work a day job in computers, so I don't know, I just made jokes about it. And I did that, and it is such a pain. Writing books is fun. Publishing books and get them, it's a pain and it's not worth it, okay? And if you knew how little money is in it, you wouldn't do it, okay? So I'm not going to go through that. So like anybody who wants to get this book published for me, Guy goes into hate, I would love you for it. You know, Kim, if you're watching, this is your opportunity. Where's Shira now when you need her?
Yeah.
If you can get this book published, hey, go for it, you know, and I'll split some of the money with you, whatever. But I'm not doing it. My rabbi told me that we made it, I mean, here's the pact. Because, you know, I'm suicidal, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm going to make it the next 50 years. I don't know if I'm going to make it the next 50 days. I may get so depressed after this interview, I'm going to blow my head off tonight. I mean, I don't know.
Can I film?
No, that'd be like too weird. But that's a good idea, though. But no.
Maybe we can just do it on my live cam.
No, I think that's going to gross me out. Okay, but here's the thing. I don't know when I'm going to go, right? I mean, it may happen. So I told my rabbi, I said like this, look, when I go, publish it. You know, it's like after I'm dead, get this thing out there. And he said that he would do that. Like when if I kill myself, like then he'll publish it himself and just get it out there and he'll put it on his website. And then everybody can just download it and read my story. So I'll become like the from Kurt Cobain, right? Because like he's more famous now.
Right.
He's more of an icon now after he killed himself, right? Than he was when he, at least in my opinion.
Right.
He's more of an icon for the youth and for, you know, his legacy is after he killed himself.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's, I'll probably become more famous after I kill myself.
What would you like on your tombstone?
Isn't that a commercial? I don't really care. I don't care because I won't be around to see it, so I don't really care. Doesn't matter. You know what? But the thing I want to be remembered for is the stuff that's in the book. The book is the most important. You know, it's like, you know, I have my videos and stuff on YouTube, which fine, make people laugh, whatever. I don't care. But the book is the most important thing because people have to know about this child abuse stuff. That is so important. People, and they got to stop this, you know? 200 years from now, we just can't be continuing the cycle of abuse and creating more victims. And I don't, God forbid, anybody should have to go through my life again. Nobody should have to be 50 years old, still single, because they can't find a single woman or a single guy or whatever in the frum world who's willing to not have kids. Something's wrong.
Is there anything that your parents told you when you were a kid that you thought was stupid, that now in retrospect you look back and see the wisdom in it?
That's like the reverse question. I don't know anything offhand. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank.
That's fine.
I'm drawing a blank.
That's fine. How do you think about Chilul Hashem and what's the opposite?
Kiddush Hashem?
And Kiddush Hashem when it comes to your comedy?
Oh, great. I just answered this question for somebody today online. I believe I'm making a Kiddush Hashem. And the reason I'm making a Kiddush Hashem is because I'm allowing people who've never seen a Jew before or whatever, right? You know, a real Jew, you know? Not like a Jon Stewart. Like, there's a ton of Jewish comedians, right? But I'm talking about somebody who's like, keeps Torah and mitzvahs, right? I give them a chance to see that person, like the first time they're going to see it. It shouldn't be somebody who's pretentious. It shouldn't be somebody who's like acting all holy and this and that, because that just builds a stereotype and it doesn't do anything. I come through, I say, look, I'm going to blow all these stereotypes away. I'm just going to be myself, I'm going to be normal. And you know what? Whoa. You know what? These guys are normal. These guys are normal. I can, you know, I'm getting up there and I'm talking about the same stuff that they have a problem with. You know? Oh, we're all going to play the humility game. Okay. Thanks.
Sorry.
So, you know, like, they'd see me and like, whoa, you know, it's like, you know, I'm normal, I'm funny, I'm playing with them, I'm screwing with their heads, because, you know, I'm not, you know, it's like I'm doing the Kaufman-esque thing, because I'm playing with the fact that they have certain preconceived notions, so I'm like I'm getting into that, you know, with them. And, you know, like, they get to see that, like, I'm normal, and I think about sex, and it's like I'm just like anybody else.